Okay, so we come back to the second part of this tutorial, and I think I'll show you how to bring the shaft to the assembly during the lecture. So as you can see here, the shaft has been uh, inserted inside the hole and it can go up and down, do the pumping process. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the other part, which is the valve. I'm going to include it to this assembly. Just remember that here I don't going to consider the threads. I'm not going to consider the nuts, and I'm going to bring the valve and attach it to the end of this shaft. Simply insert the component valve. That's my valve. I'm going to put it somewhere near to here and say OK. Now, um, yeah, I'm going to do an attachment process. So my mating is going to be for the following: the outside surface to the inside surface of the middle hole. That's number one. And say OK. And the other is going to be between this face and that face. And say OK. I think I have wrong dimensions here. Ah, what was the diameter I used for this one? Anyway, I'll check that because it seems to be too small uh, regarding to the other dimensions. So let's go back and try to check the dimensions we have for the valve. I hope that I'm not doing the wrong thing. Yeah, because I left that for 1 hour, 2 hours, and I had to go do it once again. The diameter is 37.5 millimeters. Okay, so what was the diameter we have here? Why we have this difference? 76. Ah, I just remembered. I added the radiuses, not the diameters. Sorry for that. Okay, well, we consider that we're making the bigger valve, bigger thing, or no, I think that the best thing is just to change all the dimensions we had earlier and going back to the original dimensions we have. I know that this may be going to be a longer process, but this will be actually a good revision for with what we had earlier. So I will start with this one first. I did the sketching and I'm going to choose this one. It said that diameter is 84. I would like to have it as half of that, which is 42. So the radius is going to be 21. Okay. Say okay. I know it may give me some errors, but I can try to fix this error as I go. Okay, now I have the small cap here. So I finished the first part and save this one. I don't want to show you the assembly now because definitely it's going to be the wrong thing. We'll go to the T-junction and again I get to fix all the dimensions. And as we can see here that the dimension for this circle, second, diameter is 88 and I will need to reduce that. So starting here at the beginning, 42 for the inside one and good. So this will be 42 again, which is 21 as the radius, 21 here. Okay, and exit. Continue, ignore the error. Okay, close because I have to change the rest of it, which will be mainly of changing the diameter here. So I'm going to fix this one first, edit, and I'm going to change this one to 42. Just make it 21 for the radius. Say OK, and exit. It's going to give me the error message maybe again. No. Now that's it. Okay. Yeah, now it's all done. So I'm going to save this part, and the other part I'm going to change is going to be the main body. So I'm going to open the main body thing, the main body, and change the dimension of this one. Simple pipe. Sketch that. Change the internal diameter to 38. Half of 38 is going to be 19. Say OK, and fix it. Now the pipe is the good diameter. And finally, I have the extension. Where's the extension? It should be here. Okay, from the knot, I get to open it. And I get to fix the extension and fix the diameter of the extension part. Okay, and make this one is 19. Okay, and exit. Okay, now we have all the parts ready, and we are going to go to the assembly and see what happened. It will ask me to accept the updates in these parts, and I should accept these changes. So I get to say yes. Okay, now I have the correct size. So now you can once again you see that the shaft is going to be more working inside and outside the pump doing the stroke as we said. So later we are going to add the ring here because you can see that we have some gap. We need to close it. So we can put the washer here and we need to put another washer at the top here. The washer here is going to be at the top. So now the process is going to be shown once again. When I'm going to pull the pump up, I'm going to have negative pressure here. And this will open the washer for the lower valve. Let the water filling this gap. Then when I'm going to be pushing the piston down, I will cause this washer to be closed down. And this upper one is going to be open. And what's going to be open is going to allow the water to leave in this chamber, going to the upper chamber. And again, if I'm going to pull the lever up, again to take the water to the upper level, filling this one and continuously again to make the water level coming out of the pump. Okay, now let's finish the bottom valve, and of course I had to make the washers at the same time. So I will go to this one, and I'm going to use it to build the foot valve. So I'm going to save it first as the foot valve. Save. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll save it as it is before I get to go for the next stage. Okay, now File, Save As, and again to cancel this one and save it as the foot valve. So just add foot in the front and save it. Now I'm going to make some modification for this one. I'm going to increase the base here. I'm going to remove this cut with valve. I don't need it in the case of the foot valve. Okay, so just select this operation, select this operation and press delete. I don't know why it doesn't work. Oh, anyway, delete, yes. Okay, now I remove this one. And what I'm going to do is going to be the following. First, I'm going to delete this sketch totally. I don't need it anymore. So yes. And I will show you the easiest way to add a color to this side. So I'm going to click on this surface, make a sketch, click on the edge here, and do the convert of the intensities and do the offset. So I get to choose this line to have the offset for. It doesn't have to be 10 millimeters. 2 millimeters will be enough. Okay, and say okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this one to the top here. So I will do the features. I will do the extrude. I'm going to choose what part is going to be, actually, it's been choose to have this one. I'm going to extrude to the other way. I'm going to take this one to 5 millimeters only. So I'm going to choose 5. Okay, say enter. Sorry, move to here. And then again to reverse direction. So you can see it will go to this side. I think I'm going to make a little bit more than 5. So maybe 7 millimeters is going to be okay. Okay, and press enter. Just want to check. Yeah, the hole is still there. So this is the foot valve has been done. Again to save this one. Now what I need is going to be the washers. I'm going to make the washers individually, and also I'm going to have the pin which is going to be connecting the washer to the foot valve. I'm not going to get the foot valve to the assembly yet. For that I'm going to make a new part, and I'm going to call the washer. We need 2 of the washers, so I'm going to first do the sketch. Sketch. The washer is going to be just a disc made of the rubber. The radius, the diameter is going to be less than the valve diameter itself. So you remember that the diameter was 37. So I'll make this one have the radius of the diameter of 35. So I will choose 17.5. Okay, I will give it the thickness of 2 millimeters only. Say okay, and I'm going to make a hole in the middle of 6 millimeter diameter, which is 3 millimeter radius. Say OK, and extrude cut this hole all the way down. Say OK. Now I have the washer. I'm going to define the material of the washer to be a rubber. So edit the material and close that. I'm going to go for the other materials like the other non-metals. I think is going to be the one. Do we have rubber here? Foam rubber. Yep. Apply. Close. Now we have the rubber. Save. Okay, so this will be the washers. Save. Okay. Now the last thing I'm going to make is going to be the pin or the bolts and the nuts, but I'm going to call pin. And the pin I'm going to make is going to be very simple. Make a part and sketch extrusion for the total plane. Make a circle, 3 millimeter radius. Say OK, and then I'm going to extrude this one to, let's say, 15 millimeters. 15 millimeters, and then I'm going to choose the top face, sketch, offsetting of the intensities of this line only by 3 millimeters, maybe. Sorry, 3 millimeters. 3. Let's see how it's going to look like. It doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to undo this one and repeat the process again. Okay, so I'm going to do the convert of the intensities, and I'm going to do the offset of the intensities of this one by 3 millimeter. So this 3 millimeter is quite high. I'm going to make it 2 millimeters only. Okay, and I'm going to extrude this one, let's say by 3 millimeters. And now it's look like a proper pin. And I'm going to use this pin to fix the rubber washer on the foot valve. So again, to save that, sorry, cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay, so again, to save that, instead of save as the pin. Okay, now I'm going to take this part to the assembly and again to finalize the pump. So we go to the assembly and okay, and I'm going to import the parts. So first I need to push this one all the way down and I start to insert more parts. So I'm going to bring the foot valve first. Okay, I'm going to bring the washers and I would like to have, I keep pressing the washers. I'm going to bring two of them so I can click on the give the selection, look for the washer. Again, to bring two of them, that's one, that's two. And then that's it. I don't want the last one, so close that. Okay, now we have the washers and we have the foot valve. We need to bring the pin, so I'm going to bring the pin now. Bring pin, and this will be the last thing I'm going to bring in my work. Now, the first assembly is, the first mate is I get to bring this washer to the top of this valve. Oh, wait a second. This one has been changed. This shouldn't be changed because I remember that I saved it under a different name. So I will go to the sketching mask again. Sorry. That's the foot valve, and I need to check what will be the valve itself. So I'm going to open the valve and try to fix it. So open the valve. That hadn't changed. So the valve must be the same. Oh, okay, so I'm going to fix that very soon. I'm going to delete the two foot valve and add only one of them. I need to change this one. First, I need to save the work, save all, rebuild and save. Okay, now you can see that the foot valve has been repeated. So I'm going to delete this part. Yes, and bring the normal valve. Okay. And I'm not going to make the ring washer now. I'm going to make these parts together. So my mate now is going to be much easier. Just made this face over this one. Okay, made this side to that side. Okay, now we have it in the middle. Now I'm going to bring this thing to the road. So I'm going to make the internal cavity of that to the external wall here. And I'm going to make this surface to that surface. Okay, now I have the valve with the washer. Now let's go and assemble all these parts together before I get to put it in. So the first thing is make this face to that face. Make these sides together as we did earlier. And then putting the pin to fix the washer in. And done. I made the part ready. Now the last thing is, again, as you can see here, that there's a valve As we are going to pull the water, this valve will be opened up, let the water filling this chamber. Now I'm going to bring that inside here. So these two painting parts, and then I'm going to close the CAD piece. Okay, so I finished the pump assembly. So now we have the full assembly of the pump. I can save this one. Okay, so that's what will happen. Just pulling the things up and down. We'll making the water filling the lower chamber as we pull it up. This washer is going to be closed. This washer will be opened, beginning the water in, get filled. Then I'm going to push this one down. The pressure here is going to be positive. I'm going to let this washer getting down, while this one is going to be open, letting water come up. As the process is going to be continuous, we're going to do the pumping and the water will start to come up from this exit. Yes, we build and save the document. We finished the first design. Now I will show you different designs as long as we have some extra time before I'm going to start doing my other task. I'm going to close almost all the parts we have here, but that will be after making a new part. I'm going to design a new food valve. That will be step number one. Also, we can have multiple of these valves sitting here and here. This will be the multiple stage pumping operation. I'll try to do this one, but I need to modify the valve. So anyway, just give me 1 second. So I'm making a new part, say OK. And I'm going to close because this, you know that the SolidWorks usually going to add too much load on your computer, even it's going to be through the VMware. So I need to close it. The boot file will remain the same. The main body is the same. Extension, the washer, the pin, the valve. I'll leave the valve, and I'm going to make the new part. Now I will give you more challenges on doing this. Well, that's one of the problem we have with the workspace. Now the thing is getting in black, so maybe if I can to press here somewhere, this will make the things better. Anyway, no, I'm going to close this part and make a new part. A new part. That's great. Anyway, make a new part. Okay. Okay. Now we have a new part, and I'm going to make a new valve foot valve for you. So the valve I'm going to make now is going to be the spherical shape. So I'm going to make two parts and assemble them together, and they will represent my foot valve. So first I'm going to work on the front plane. Yeah, I'm going to work on the front plane, and I'm going to make a sketch for the part I would like to have. So I'm going to have a corner shape, rectangular shape, and I will make this one going to have the diameter of, well, it's going to be diameter because later it's going to be revolving. Um, I'll make the length is 19, which is the half of the 38. So 19. And the height to be equal to 5 millimeter. This will be the first part. Now, I'm going to continue editing that. So I'm going to add a line starting from here, going to, I'm sorry, that will be the top part. I was mistaken with that. So this one's not going to be 19, it's going to be 21. 21, that's the base. Now I'm going to add the part here, which is going to go up to make a concave shape. This should have a hole in the middle. Anyway, I'll make the hole later. Yep. So I will make a line from here to here, which is going to have a distance of 2 millimeters. Two, yeah, let's make it two. We go up, let's say something about, I'll make it 10. 10, 10, 10. Yes, 10 is going to be okay. And then I'm going to make that shape. Okay, now this will be a triangle. Say okay. Now I would like to remove this section. So I'm going to use the trimmer to do that. Now I'm going to revolve this part to have the conical shape. So to do that, we can simply go to the features, and I'm going to do the revolve of the post and the base. I'm going to revolve this area, select this area, or you can do it through the selection of the contours. And I'm going to do the revolve along this axis. So I'm going to have this shape. You can see that this shape is close from the middle. So I'm going to make a hole here. Just inspect the part carefully. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the process again. Just before the revolving, I'm going to leave the revolving process, and the shape was quite simple. We just made a rectangular shape here, which have the 21 millimeter length, which is going to have a diameter of 21 millimeters, and above the height was 5 millimeter. This will be the collar. The tube will be stopping here. Then I add a triangle here, which have one side to be the 10 millimeter height, and the base length is going to be the 18 millimeter. Sorry, 19 millimeter. So I remove the line between the triangle, merge it with the triangle shape, a rectangular shape, and then again to revolve the walls and the base. I choose to revolve this area along the line in the middle, and I made the shape of the valve. Now I'm going to go to this side, sketch, make a circle in the center. Well, if I cannot locate the center directly, I have more than one solution. Again, to make a line, line will start from this side, ending to the other side, and the center now will show up. So I will delete this one, again to make it as a construction line, then again to make the circle sitting here. Now I'll decide that the diameter of this circle to be something about 5, 7. I will make it as equal to 8 millimeter. This will make it as 16. That's quite high. So I'm going to choose 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. Okay, and I'm going to use this one to have an extrude cut all the way to the side. Cut. Okay, now I made the valve. Now this valve will require to have the ball, which is going to be closing this hole when it's going to come down. So usually I'm making the ball individually, and this will be another part. So this will be saved as foot valve. Now I'm going to make the ball. Sketch. I'm going to choose the front plane again, and I'm going to sketch on this one. Now this process is going to be quite simple. I'm going to make a circle. It's going to have the maximum of, I don't want it to be 29 for the radius, this will be too large. 10, 10 is going to be good. Okay, well, make it 12. 12 means 24. Yeah, 12. Let's make it 24 millimeter diameter. So I'm going to sketch a line in the middle of the circle, half it to twice, and I'm going to trim this side. Say OK, and I'm going to do the revolve for uh, this spot along this line. So I'm going to cross here. Okay, I made this spherical shape. Say OK. Oh, I didn't define the material for the pump we have there. Anyway, I'm going to choose the material here to be something quite heavy. For example, that's not going to be float because the floating is going to be a quite problem for us. So that actually, pulling, pressing, no, actually pressing will push the valve down. So anyway, I'm going to choose a certain material to make the ball. So maybe I'm going to try to choose, the plastic is going to be floating, and I think that we can use a ceramic because it's going to be water resistance, and also it's going to be quite heavy to drop down. So I will choose the ceramic, and there's going to be something that the non-metals, generic glass fiber, carbon fiber, silicone, rubber, woods. Okay, so let's go for the other metals and see if we have the ceramic. No, it's not here. Cannot see this one actually very clear. Zinc, aluminum, plastic. No. Silicone, rubber, woods. That's strange. They don't have the ceramic here. Other metals. Yep. Okay, I'll put the iron ball, and okay, just use something like gray cast iron ball. Doesn't matter. Okay, or which can be steel ball. Doesn't matter anyway. Okay, so I made this ball. It's going to be quite heavy, so it's always then going to be tend to go down unless if we're going to get negative pressure, then it's going to fly up. I will change the material for the foot valve number 2 to be made from the polymers, which is the material that we can have from the 3D printing operation. Okay, and we go to the plastic and choose any polymers like the nylon 101 we use for 3D printing. Apply, close. Okay, and save this one. Now, I'm going to put the new valve on my assembly. Well, it seems that this one is giving me the error. Anyway, I'm going to close it and open it again. Oh, no, it's working here. Okay. I didn't save the bulb yet, so save it as. I'm going to open the assembly and try to change the foot valve with the new valve we have. So we go to the pump, say open, parts. Okay, so I'm going to delete the foot valve and installing the new foot valve instead of it. On this one, I don't need the pin, I don't need the washer number 2, and I don't need the foot valve. So I'm going to select these 3 parts, control, and select them. Okay, and then you can right click delete, or you can just press it on my computer and say yes to all. I remove this part, and then I'm going to import my new component, which is going to be the foot valve number 2, and then I'm going to bring the ball. Okay, now I'm going to fit the ball on the top of the valve, and mainly just attach this surface. It's not attached yet. Ah, that's right. Anyway, let's try to pull it myself. Okay, so it's sitting here. That's what we want. So you can see that it will be sitting here due to the weight, and this will close the valve. When we're going to pull the handle up, the negative pressure here will make the ball float up. Again, to delete the last connection we have. Yep. So the ball will go up when we're going to pull negative pressure, and when we're going to push it down, it will be fixed and close the opening here. Okay, I will repeat the make process just to be sure that they're going to be connected together. So, okay, so just to check the location of the ball. Yeah, I just need to pull it just a little bit to the side. Okay, that's perfect. Now I'm going to insert the wood valve to the pump assembly by doing this operation, space, that face. Oh, I selected the wrong face. So this face, okay, and of course this one is going to be to the outer. Oops, the ball didn't accept to get in, so I need to push the ball in. Okay, so the ball will be sitting in this location. Okay, now this is uh, another type of the valve. And actually, the original design of this project was meant to have the ball valve instead of uh, the valve with the machine part. Okay, we can do many. As I told you that if we want to pump the water to a higher level, we can add a multiple stage valve, which can take the work to the top. Now, your discussion is going to be mainly about how to make these valves. Is it 3D printing? This will be working if I get to make a prototype. If I get to make 1,000 pipe, 1,000 pump of those, I need to actually make the process more commercial. So the valve is going to be made by the plastic injection molding, for example. Okay, so these are the points you need to discuss during the operation. Even choosing all the material we have for this valve is going to be a point of discussion. And how to make these valves, this is a very important thing. I'm going to give you some hints about how to work with the such complicated processes. Okay, I will stop here and I'm going to work on the minor project. And we're going to have a discussion session during this week, and we're going to have more details about the proper design we may have for our hand pump.